And we are live.
Hello, welcome everybody to a new episode of Metahumans Mondays. Very excited today. We have a new special guest as well. Jose, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and so for those that aren't aware, he has a really cool podcast and show called ¿Qué pasa con Lexico? And we're gonna plug that in at the end. So be sure to stay tuned. We're gonna put some links for that as well. Really stoked to have you on board here. And then to my left, we got Francisco, Boy Blender. How you doing, dude?
What's up? I'm doing pretty good.
All right, so we're gonna jump right into this with some big reveals and big news. And when I say that, I literally mean it because we've got Hasbro releasing what is their new HASLAB project. For those that don't know, HASLAB is like their kind of a version of a Kickstarter-ish kind of thing. Even though I don't really know why they need a Kickstarter. They're Hasbro, you know what I mean? But yeah, so they're basically releasing a Marvel Legends full-size Galactus, and this recently
Full
came out,
size.
and this is absolutely massive. If you see there in the photo to the bottom right, that is a 6-inch Marvel Legend.
Wow, that's crazy.
So this thing,
Wait, so is it outer size?
dude, it's pretty darn close, man. It's. I'll give you the specs right here. Watch, I'm gonna read this off. It's pretty psycho how big this thing is. There's a lot going with it. So I'm gonna break this down. 32 inches. So that's 12, 24, 30. So it's almost 3 feet tall, right? So yeah, it's about half. Almost 3 feet tall. It's 300 pieces and 70 points of articulation. There are 20 points of articulation in each hand alone.
Oh wow!
So the hand is like freaking. It's, dude. The fingers move, twirl, like you know what I mean. Like literally, if you look at your hand, it's probably what Galactus' hand does. So you can find a little globe and stick it in his hand, and he really will be the devourer of worlds. Um.
It does he come with a Silver Surfer?
So yeah, I'm gonna get to that point. So he has LEDs in his head and
Oh
chest,
wow!
which take four AAA batteries, and it's gonna come with 3 swappable face plates, and to your point, you said the Silver Surfer. So their quote unquote stretch goal, if they surpass a certain number, they will include a Silver Surfer figure. And then
That's awesome.
if they surpass an even higher number, they're gonna include a Nova figure, which is the other
Oh
like Herald,
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's
The
crazy.
the gnarly part with this though is what they're asking. So they need 14,000 backers. The price on one of these is $400.
Uh,
So they need 14,000 people to put in 400 bucks. So it is not going to be easy. Their fundraising ends in 34 days. They've got 9,039 backers right now. So they're not there yet, but I mean they're
Damn,
not too far off.
we're close.
They did a Sentinel a while back, and that one way far surpassed. I actually backed in on that one when that one came out. That one was cheaper though. It's also smaller. It was like 24 inches. This one's freaking 32. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, the thing with the Sentinel though is like people like got. I know people got multiples because they're Sentinels, and so it's probably easy for
yeah,
them to meet their goal. Whereas like Galactus, I mean, you don't really need multiple Galactuses. You know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah.
it's freaking Galactus. But I mean, I love how they're doing this figure. That's so cool. They announced actually, quote unquote, at San Diego Comic Con they would have did this, but because San Diego Comic Con didn't go down, they leaked what the Star Wars Black Series HasLab project will be. So the HasLab projects are always just big things that they can't sell to Target or Walmart or whatever. They have to raise them like this according to them, and so the Rancor is going to be what they will do for the Star Wars one. And there's no picture of that yet, but For those that haven't heard that news yet, that's the news on that. That just got that bit of information just barely got released. And again, there's no photos on that, but if we see any of what they did here with Galactus, I would expect a badass looking Rancor, you know what I mean, for the Star Wars 6-inch Black Series. Yeah.
For these figures, do they have like they need 14,000 to back them up? Once they get 14,000, do they keep going, or
yes?
Just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Once they hit the 14,000, they keep going, and then that's how you start to get all those additional bonus figures, you know. So I'm trying to see what it says here about Silver Surfer or Nova, and how much they're asking in order to be able to hit those. What did they put here?
I think buying toys this way is better than kind of like trying to hunt them at Walmart, because people just go and buy all them out and then sell them, so this is better in terms of paying MSRP for like these kinds of toys that are gonna be like badass like this one.
Yeah, I actually agree. Because then there is like a thrill of the hunt, I guess, but after a while it gets old, like in that sense, you know what I mean? When you're just driving around on like 12 targets, and if you're in a smaller city like us, you only got one target, you know what I mean? So it's like it's that could be a pain in the butt, you know what I mean? So like I definitely agree. There's a company called Super 7 that does exactly what you said, Jose, and they basically like they put the figures out and you pre-order them, and if you miss that month window to pre-order it, it doesn't sell out. Basically they only make whatever was ordered. So I do like that model, the way they do that. I think it's very smart how they do that.
Yeah.
But this is literally a big reveal. This thing is massive. Freaking Galactus, dude. I mean, if you gotta have a living room table for this guy if you're gonna
a whole room.
Yeah, a whole room if you're gonna set him up.
Now everybody's gonna be building worlds just for him.
Yeah. So there was a lot of television announcements and stuff like that at San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of trailers and stuff like that. Obviously, Black Widow already came out. Actually, Francisco, because Jose and I have not seen Black Widow. Have you seen Black Widow yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, all right. So we won't touch on that topic till later, but because I've heard some stuff about people being upset with Taskmaster and all this and that, But
I heard some of that too.
Yeah, but what we'll do, I think it'd be funner, is if we dive into what movies we are looking forward to seeing that are not out yet, because one of the traditions of San Diego Comic-Con is they show you trailers for the movies and they have big panels for upcoming movies and stuff like that. And since all that, we missed out on all that this year because it didn't go down, but the trailers still kind of came out. We know the movies that are on the way. I'd love to be able to get everyone's little segment on what their favorite movie that hasn't come out that's gonna come out, most anticipated film, and then we can kind of jump on in each other's films and kind of tell what we like about them, because we all share a lot of common interests, you know what I mean? So what we'll do is we will start with yours, Francisco. I actually didn't know which one it was gonna be. It was like roulette right here. So there we go. So the Batman, this is your pick, Francisco, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and deep dive. Why do you look forward to this one, and what are you looking forward to, and what do you like, and what do you sort of not like already of what you've seen? Yeah.
So far, I don't honestly because we obviously still haven't seen much of it, but I've been more surprised in a positive aspect of everything coming out. Because in general, I know I liked Robert Pattinson because he's like a really good actor, and when I saw that he was gonna be the Batman, I was like, oh snap! He's no longer gonna be shiny. Now he's gonna be extra dark. and it was just so. And then like when we got to see a glimpse of the costume, and like when he had the helmet off with like the eye makeup and all that, I was like, dude, He looks great. And then now we're getting tips that are rumors that they already cast Barbara Gordon, I think, for the movie.
Yes, that was just announced.
Rumors, yeah, and there's still rumors going on that Dick might get announced too. So we might have a little Batgirl and Robin action going on too, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that whole was like it was like a Nirvana song, right? In the trailer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But there's no lyric. They just like instrumentalized it, right? That's what they did.
Hmm.
Yeah, that went
Yeah.
really well with it, I think. And I was actually
Oh
surprised
yeah.
how much footage they had to build that trailer already. I was like, man, they really were filming already. And think about like how much time has passed from when we saw that till now, you know?
Yeah.
So I would expect uh, nothing less than something of. I mean, they're dealing with Batman. You can't jack up Batman. You know what I mean? Like the fans will eat you. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, but it's just great how like Robert just decided to like I don't know if he was like actually well if they picked him or he decided to try out, but man he's getting a lot of strikes for that vampire roles, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, when I heard he was gonna be the Batman, I wasn't too sure, just because he was in those
Twilight.
Twilight movies.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, after Twilight, he made some really good movies. He's an amazing actor. So I think that's kind of like won me over. I wasn't a huge fan of Ben Affleck as Batman, but yeah, I think he's gonna be. He should be good. I think he's gonna do a good job.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really liked his role in Harry Potter when he was Cedric, and then I think he was in another sci-fi movie, and the one that really got to me was Remember Me.
Uh-huh. Oh, Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
You know what movie I liked him in was the one where him and his brothers steal it was an A24 film. I love those A24 films, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the same company that did Uncut Gems and they did The Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
They make some good films, dude. That production company. But do you remember the name of that movie? Robert Pattinson with
No, I don't. I remember the name of the movie, but I don't remember the name at the moment.
that one's really good, dude. It
on the tip
really
of my
is.
tongue.
Yeah, I recommend that. Anyone who wants to watch a film, I mean, I dug that movie. Yeah. Yeah.
And you mentioned Uncut Gems,
Yeah.
and I couldn't finish watching that movie because I couldn't stand watching what's his
Sandler.
name, Adam Sandler, like all stressed and
Yeah.
and in trouble.
It was
I couldn't
tense,
stand it.
huh?
I stopped watching. I told my wife, when you finish watching it, I can't do it. It
Yeah.
was too stressful for me.
You know, he got
'Cause-
robbed, man. He got robbed with the award. Like he actually like that's like his best like performance, and they still jacked him, dude. That's messed up, man. Like he should have won that
Oh
year.
yeah.
Yeah. They just
It's crazy how like actors they have like their thing, the thing that they're known for, and then they do something that they're not normally comfortable with, or something completely different from what they're used to, and
Yeah.
they just pull it off amazingly.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
he did a good job in that movie.
yeah, but like you said, Jose, like if a movie can do that to you and make you uncomfortable, then it's working. You know what I mean? Like it's doing it.
Yeah.
It's like watching a horror film. You just don't want to look. But Uncut Gems was so tense that like it's just like, dude, it's doing what it was supposed to do. It's working, you know. And yeah, that movie definitely he deserved to win for that performance, but he didn't. Yeah, that was a good movie too. I got to work Lakeith Stanfield, the actor who's in there. He's the one that brings Kevin Garnett into the jewelry store. Yeah, that guy. I got to work on a movie with him. I had to teach him how to
Awesome.
skateboard. Yeah, it was called Tracks. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was early in his career. Yeah, he was a cool dude. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Batman movie, man. I mean, you know, everything Batman I want to watch. You know.
Yeah.
But you know what? Actually, we've done this question before, Francisco, on another show. But actually, since we haven't asked Jose, I'd actually like to know your opinion, Jose. Who is your favorite Batman of all time?
Oh, Michael Keaton for sure.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So does that mean so? Okay, so do you like the first or the second movie more then?
The first.
The first, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the first time. I think I remember my dad ever taking me to like a drive-in theater.
Oh,
And I was like, I mean, the memory of going to theater with my dad, but also like the movie I went to go see, I was like, what is this guy like? I don't know. I was so small. It was 1989, so I was like 7 years old,
yeah,
and I just thought like he was like a real person. Like Batman was like somewhere out there. I
yeah,
remember I became a fan like overnight. I bought, because for that Christmas my parents gave me like $100.
uh huh,
So I bought this diecast Batmobile,
Oh, nice.
and then I bought like this book was like full of posters, and then I had like all kinds of T-shirts. So yeah, I became a.
The
After I watched that movie, it was like I was hooked.
the merchandising was insane back then too. Yeah. I'm curious. You said Drive Thru. What was the second film they played with Batman? I wonder what they paired it with.
I don't think we stayed. I think we
Okay.
probably left because yeah, it was too late. So yeah, we probably left.
That topic always interests me. I'm always captivated by like what they pair movies at
Yeah.
drive-ins. You know what I mean? Because like one time I went to go see I think it was Ace Ventura or The Mask. It was Jim Carrey, and then it was paired up with the Flintstones. It was like the you know what I mean? It's always interesting how they pair, different movies and stuff and what they pair them with. Yeah, I'm always curious what they I wonder what they paired Batman with, back at
Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
It's probably something that wasn't that good because I don't remember for sure.
It was like Judge Dredd or something. I don't even remember what year that movie came out, but
Oh man,
yeah.
with Sylvester Stallone.
Stallone.
Yeah.
I think that was later on.
Later on?
I think so. I don't think Judge Dredd was.
Yeah, probably was later on. Ooh, okay, so we're gonna jump to the next one. So this is yours, Lisa. This was your pick of most anticipated film. We've got Ghostbusters Afterlife.
For sure. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. Like since I
Awesome.
was a kid.
Nice,
I
me
love
too,
them.
man.
So like yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, looking at the cast, well, they mentioned Bill Murray's gonna be in it. Who
Yeah,
else is
everybody
gonna be
except for Harold Ramis. Yeah.
Harold- Yeah. I mean, I don't know about Dan Aykroyd. I've seen a couple of videos on him on YouTube, and he's kind of like not all there anymore. But I mean, because not to bash on the all female Ghostbusters, but yeah, I don't know. Just seeing the some of the cast members there, and then Paul Rudd is an amazing actor as well. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
I forgot he's
I'm
in there.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be. I mean, I don't know. For Bill Murray to be in it, and to most of the cast to decide to be in it, it should be a good script, and if they're on board. So I don't know. I'm really excited. I mean, it's been too long since we've had Ghostbusters like retro or original cast movie, and yeah, I'm excited for sure.
Yeah, and this one, if I remember correctly, is being directed by the son, right, of Ivan Reitman, right?
Yeah,
This
Jason
is-
Reitman.
Yeah, that is really cool. So there's a little heritage going on there. And me too, man. I'm a massive. If you asked me what my second favorite property was, like film after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it'd be Ghostbusters in a heartbeat, So I'm a big Ghostbusters fan as well. In fact, this is kind of bummer news when it happened, but like I remember like before the pandemic had happened, right? I was like super into like I want to get a proton pack, and like I got a wand. I got that Egon wand. Like I wanted to join the Southern California Ghostbusters, I think they're called. Like the division, how they got like the Rebel 501st and stuff like that. There's like a Ghostbuster troop, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
I was gonna go all out, man. I want to actually join that. I actually have the proton. I have the Egon wand. It's still sealed. I never got around to the pack and all that. And when the pandemic hit, I was like, never mind. Yeah. So I still got the wand.
But
you
yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah.
I think like going back to like watching them as a kid, just like you mentioned the proton pack, and then the trap they would throw on the floor,
Yeah.
and then like it will pull the ghost in. Like
Uh-huh.
I played a couple games on the computer, and it just takes you back, and how I don't know. I don't know. Just playing the video games like takes me back, and watching the movies. Sometimes I watch the movies, and then I bought the movies, the cartoons.
Yeah.
And if you watch some of the cartoons, they're actually kind of creepy. Some of them.
Yeah.
They're scary.
Yeah. And I love the theme song too.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a classic.
Yeah. Theme song's so good on that. I love it. For sure.
So I mean, hopefully it doesn't disappoint. I mean, just looking at the poster, I mean, seeing what's it called? Like the one that's the car, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Watching it, it's like it's part of my childhood, like
Yeah.
right there on the poster.
Yeah, I can hear the sound in my head already. Yeah. I wanna
And it's crazy. It's crazy that you can still go to New York and see
the firehouse.
their yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you walk behind it or the side of it, there's a Ghostbusters logo, something like that, or a Ghostbuster, like a ghost or a Ghostbuster logo or something. I remember there was something there. There's a little Easter egg there. Pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, love it, man. I'm looking forward to this too. Both of the movies you guys said I'm looking forward to. And then my pick, what I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to all these movies, quite frankly, but the one I'm gonna pick for this is The Suicide Squad. Man, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was fun. James Gunn killed it. I think it's actually kind of hilarious how Marvel fires him, and then he's like, "All right, I'm fired," and then, "Well, I'll go work with DC now," and then he makes the Suicide Squad, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna rehire you again." I think that's so funny, dude. Like now he's just doing both. Like what the heck?
It's
Like
crazy, huh?
yeah, it's just like a game of freaking tag or something, dude. But yeah, like yeah, I mean, dude, he's gonna kill it with this movie, and I just love all these random characters, dude. Like Polka Dot Man, and like I love King Shark. He's gonna be fun, man. I wasn't really like a Peacemaker fan at first, but I think John Cena, the way he's been really taking it so serious, I think it's gonna be kind of funny actually. And then Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie is like without question Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? Like it's like there isn't like better casting for Harley Quinn. She knocks it out of the park as Harley. And then you just got everybody else. Rick Flag came back, right? Yeah, Boomerang came back, right? Forget about him. Amanda, the lady, the woman that plays Amanda Waller, she did a great job. You know what I mean? She always does. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this movie's gonna be bonkers, man. Like, I expect more than 50% of everybody you see to end up dying, like in the the first half an hour. For all we know, it's gonna be absolute ape shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be an absolute bonkers movie, man. So I'm looking forward to this. If I'm not mistaken, it said release date August 5th. I don't know if that's still on, but that is...
I think it's a 6th.
The 6th? Okay, so that makes this the movie that we're obviously going to see the soonest, you know? And then...
Yeah, next a couple weeks.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild. And then I think the Ghostbusters film is a lot more further along than the Batman was, I heard. But the Ghostbusters film... there was some pending stuff because they wanted to release it with a good date, and COVID obviously spoiled that, you know? So I would expect we see the Ghostbusters Afterlife film before the Batman, and then we'll probably see the Batman, you know? So...
It says that November 11, supposedly on Rotten Tomatoes.
For Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. That's cool. That's sooner than... all right. Any chance it says when the Batman will come out on there? Do they have like a...
I'm trying to see. Trying to check.
You stated that because Robert got COVID, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm sure that kind of delayed it for a while.
Definitely.
Yeah, it says expected March 4th, 2022.
Okay. Oh, we got a ways for Batman then, huh? That might even be one of those things where like if they bring back... Well, they probably will by then, I would think, because if New York's trying to do it. But if San Diego Comic-Con physically comes back in 2022, that's already like... Well, actually, no, that would be like something for their WonderCon event, right? Because March. Yeah. Yeah, and San Diego Comic-Con runs WonderCon, so. Real quick here in the chat, Buffy Loves Supercat says she enjoyed the Black Widow movie quite a bit. She's watched it a few times. Taskmaster's role felt a bit bland, but it feels like they were setting up the character for future MCU projects. And then she also says Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems was like when watching Robin Williams in that movie 1 Hour Photo. Oh, you know, I haven't seen that movie yet. 1 Hour Photo? I need to watch that.
You know, I liked them in that role.
Yeah.
I know we always see Robin Williams as a I don't know, like what was it Patch Adams?
Yeah.
Really happy go guy. But he did an amazing job as a he was like a serial killer or just like a stalker. I don't know what you
Yeah.
call him, but
Uh-huh.
I really liked him in that role. He was really cool.
And what a shame we lost Robin Williams, man. Man.
Yeah.
He's, dude, so many films that he did that are like last in my memory, dude. Everything from his performance in Robin, in Peter Pan, you know what I mean? Amazing performance in Peter Pan, all the way to Miss Doubtfire, you know what I mean? Like the level of a range of characters he plays was absolutely insane, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, amazing actor.
Very amazing. Yeah. So from this, like we said, tons of great movies coming out. We're gonna jump into the comic book pick of the week, and it is going to be none other than King Spawn #1. We all knew this was gonna make the list. This is a massive release. So this is the first Spawn #1 title in, I don't want to get this wrong. You remember what is, Francisco? Like 20 years or something? 22 years?
Oh yeah, around there.
It's over decades now. And this may be the last of the quote unquote King, like Spawn #1s, because once he starts to release all the new characters #1s, he's already saying he wants to take out the word Spawn from Gunslinger Spawn. He wants to just call him Gunslinger, you know?
Oh snap.
So he wants to individualize characters. So for those that don't know, like Todd McFarlane, who created Spawn, wants to build a Spawn universe now, and he's trying to expand it. So he's starting to create new characters and give existing characters like their own routes. So to the point where he's even gonna, seems like he's gonna create a version of like the Justice League kind of thing, but with Spawn. You know what I mean? Like a team. So
that gets me wondering how you said he wants to remove like the Spawn from the names. Does that mean because he likes to go against like the whole how Marvel goes their way and all that?
Yeah.
But what if he's planning on killing off Spawn permanently?
Yeah.
Like the main Spawn.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like something still has to have the Spawn title though, you know? Or maybe he kills the Spawn like you're saying, but he bestows the Spawn title to someone new, kind of how like, Riri Williams is the new Iron Man or something like that. You know what I mean? That might be what he does, and I don't know, maybe like a new Spawn is like a teenager, you know what I mean? Or something like that, you know?
Another 300 issues.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we see here on the top, I mean, Todd is there's no one that does it better than him to get some of the best cover artists to do the pieces on his books. He always gets insane cover artists. So starting from the top left to right, we've got the Todd McFarlane cover, the one on the top left. The second one is the newly released cover. This actually just got debuted maybe like 2 days ago or a day ago. This is the Donny Cates cover. I mean, I think this is Donny Cates' best cover. I didn't even know he can draw. I've seen him draw, but it looks like he really sat down and drew this one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he
really put work on this one. It must have taken him a while, and props to him. And for those that aren't aware, Donny Cates is a well-known writer in comics for Marvel right now. So he's actually taking over Immortal Hulk, right? He's a new Hulk writer. He was on Venom before. He was the writer for Venom. Now he's writing for Hulk. And then the cover on the far right is actually my favorite one. This is the David Finch cover. David Finch. Love the color tone. I like that sand brown. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like a painting. Yeah. It's beautiful. Okay. David Finch is well known for his Moon Knight comic book covers, and his Batman covers too. He did a lot of really good Batman stuff. And then the next batch of covers we got here. See if it uploads here. Okay, so now we've got to the far top left. Of course, Spawn is never complete without a Greg Capullo cover, right?
Definitely.
So there is the Greg Capullo cover. And then in the middle, that is that's the Brooks one, the Brooks cover. Brooks did the I think Brett Booth cover. Yeah. And that one looks okay. It's got a lot going on in the back. I'm curious if I'm not catching something in the back of it, and maybe there's like a first appearance of a character on the cover, and this might be something more important than what I'm thinking, you know?
Yeah.
Gonna have to study that one a little closer. And then the far right one is interesting. This one looks like it was like a video game rendering or something to me. This one was a new cover artist. I wasn't sure. So new that I wasn't actually even familiar with the name of the person. I don't know if it was like Pope or Spawn 1 cover A. I think this is A or B. Which one is this one? Yeah, it's a new artist that I had not heard of. And I'm actually not really sure how, because it looks so, well, it says Lee. I don't know if it's like, Puppeteer Lee. That's the name of the artist. Puppeteer Lee. Never heard of him, but I'm going to look up some of the work because that looks pretty cool. And then the final batch of covers, starting from top left. There you go, Francisco. There's the Murphy cover.
That's the one I'll be snagging.
That one's cool, man. That one is very, very cool. The reds, huh? The reds with the black background really pop. The one in the middle is the 1 in 50 incentive cover. So 1 in 50. And again, they're bringing back that really cool, like, original art kind of looking style where they leave even the... it's basically a scan of the original art. But they leave it with the pencils and they don't ink it. And then the one on the far right is the 1 in 250 cover. And it's going to be signed by Todd McFarlane. And it's going to be hand numbered. And according to Todd, this book is going to be the lowest print Spawn book he's ever released. But yeah, it's 1 in 250. So let's see how many stores order that many copies. Because this book is actually non-returnable. So for stores, they really have to commit in order to get these. I know we're carrying all of them. We have a large Spawn fan base here in the Valley, actually. There's a lot of Spawn fans in the Valley, so... actually, were you ever a fan of Spawn, Jose?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like a huge Spawn. I recently started watching the because I have HBO Max, so I started watching the animated series.
Is that on there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Okay, dude, I need to.
So I mean, it's really, I don't know. I remember watching the movie. Obviously, I remember John Leguizamo was super funny in that movie.
Super good as the clown, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's perfect.
You wouldn't think it's him because I mean, he's I don't know. He did an amazing job. But yeah, I started watching the animated series recently, and yeah, I mean, it's really, I like how it's really dark. I mean, it's a dark series, and I mean, I remember Todd McFarlane, you know, by his action figures, I didn't know like he was the one that created it, and because when I started watching the show, you know, I saw the credits and I saw he was one of the creators. I was like, oh, that's crazy that I know him for his toys, but I didn't know he was, you know, the creator of the Spawn. But yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah. What did you think of the animation style in the HBO? It was cool, huh?
I mean, it's old school, but it still holds up. Just kind of like, it reminds me a lot like Batman the Animated Series, where, you know, it's a little bit dark, but it still holds up. And, you know, it's not you can tell it's not modern, you know, it's not computerized, it's kind of like maybe hand drawn, but it's really, really good. I really enjoy watching it. It takes you back to, like, you know, when things didn't look like so good, you know. It was kind of like like old school cartoon kind of thing.
Yeah, that whole era had that style though. Remember on MTV with like
remember Eon Flux?
Yes, Eon Flux. Yes,
Yeah.
Eon Flux, and then MTV had that show with that guy with the giant head. It was like a giant head, like he almost looked like Beavis and Butthead looking, but it was like better animated, you know.
I remember they had like this thing called Liquid Television.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, and then they had the so the same art studio that did the Spawn animated series, they're the ones that would end up doing the animation for like the Korn Freak on a Leash. And they did a music video for Pearl Jam. So that style of cartoons was really prolific at that time. Oh, The Head. Yeah. If you like Google The Head. Yeah, the head on MTV, crazy, crazy cartoon, but that's like the style.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what reminds me of the Spawn era. Like that was like a thing at the time, you know? That was like a
That's
thing.
true.
And it was almost like the like introduction of like what I call like adult cartoons, right? And then that would spin off into like all the other stuff that you see like on Adult Swim, you know what I mean, or like the adult cartoon network stuff, or what's it called, Toonami and all that. You know, what I mean, there's a lot of things that spun off that would go into more adult content like that,
There's
like
a show on,
Boondocks and all that.
HBO Max that's part of Cartoon Network. What's it called? It's like this caveman that I have it on my list here. Hold on.
Oh, is that one with like a caveman with like weird arm or something like that?
No, it's like they don't talk. It's just like this guy and a dinosaur, and they're like kind of like wandering around.
They don't talk at all in the whole show.
No, there's no dialogue. It's
Oh,
just,
dang. They cut the budget on the voice actors on that one, huh?
called, man, I had it right here on my list. Primal. It's called Primal.
Primal? Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Speaking of voice actors, that was one of the things I loved about the Spawn animated was Keith David voicing Spawn. You know, he did voice work for so many other cool things. You know, like Mass Effect, and he was the voice on the Gargoyles. You know, like the Gargoyles Disney show. You know, which is badass too, man. That Gargoyles show is awesome. That the animation on that too, like the darkness. You know,
Yeah.
I love that. Those NECA toys at San Diego Comic-Con, they actually when the NECA did their reveals, they showed off that they're doing a Demona figure for Gargoyles. That's like one of the next ones coming out. But yeah, that Gargoyles line looks awesome. Man, and the Spawn figures look amazing. The ones that are gonna come out, you know. Some of the DC multiverse, I'm not really on board with some of them. Some of them are awesome though, but some of them not fully on board. But man, the Spawn ones, like I'm all in, dude. Like, you know, they look great.
Yeah, I got a couple of the DC ones,
Uh-huh.
but I like I saw all of them, but I was like you said, I wasn't on board with all of them, so I just got a couple because the other ones were like iffy.
Yeah. Yeah, some are weird. Some are like some are like super hit, and then some are kind of miss, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like in different directions. I like some a lot, and then some, you know, like Gorilla Grodd came out, and I was like, oh, that one's badass. You know what I mean? Like just a giant gorilla with the armor. Like, yeah, it's just he's gonna go good with like the Spawn figures, even. You know what I mean? Like some of the things can cross over into other things, you know. But I don't know. Before we bounce out on this topic, actually, since we're on Spawn, Jose, did you ever have any of the Spawn figures growing up? Like any of those? Do you remember having any of those?
I don't remember having any of them, but I remember for a while, like I think like a lot of people had them.
Uh-huh.
So I might have played with a couple of my friends with that had the toys, and then I remember seeing them a lot, like in yard sales. Like
Yeah.
people were selling them like the Beanie Babies. Kind of remember I commented on Funko's becoming the next Beanie Babies.
Uh-huh.
I think like for a while, like there was the market of Spawn was so oversaturated. People bought a lot of them, and then after a while they got like kind of bored of it, and I would see them like
Plentiful.
on like like on like the Salvation Army or like for really cheap. And I was like, man, what happened to all these Spawn fans? Like,
Yeah.
they
Yeah, there was a drought at the time. Yeah, so that was like the time to like, because some of them go for a lot of money now, and that was like there was a point in time where the buy-in was low. You know what I mean? Yeah, some.
But
of
I
them
remember they were really good, really nice action figures. Like the like the artwork in the background was really good. The action figure was really good, but yeah, like I just remember like seeing them all like for a while, like seeing them everywhere, like for cheap.
Yeah, my favorite that I had was Ninja Spawn. I thought he was so cool because he had the removable mask, and he had like the two swords that actually like went into the back into like a clasp. Super cool figure. I love that figure, all the detail. Did you have any of those original Spawns, Francisco, from back in the day?
I had one. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but
Yeah.
I got it as a birthday gift a long time. I don't even know how old I was, dude. It was like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
And I got it, and
Was it a
I
Spawn though, or
love
was it like another character in that universe?
it was I think I'm not too sure if it was because I'm trying to check right now,
Yeah. If
and
you
I
describe
remember
them, maybe I can figure it out, you know?
I think it was exoskeleton spawn.
Oh, okay.
So I loved it, but at the same time, like I loved it. It was a great figure, and I loved to play with it.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, I was afraid of it, dude.
Yeah.
Like I would play with him, and then it's like time to put him away. I was like, oh man, I gotta go to sleep. I don't want him looking at me. I need to
Oh,
put
damn.
toys on top of it.
Yeah, exoskeleton Spawn. I remember this one. Dude, you're who bought this for you? How'd you get this one?
I don't even remember. I just remember it was a family member. They just got it for me. And I was
That's
like,
crazy,
oh, cool.
bro. Yeah, like
'Cause
you
I
were
liked
7.
it. It was cool, but at the same time, it was like creepy. I was just like, oh, like.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like you're 7, like they were like they thought it was a good idea. Like, hey, let's get him this one. It's like the scariest
Oh
thing.
yeah. Like I said, I enjoyed playing with it. It was he made a great like bad guy action figure, but when it was getting to nighttime, I had to make sure he was like hiding somewhere because I didn't want to see him at night.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at him more. It looks like the exoskeleton is just armor though. There's an actual Spawn underneath the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a Spawn in there. Man, that's cool, man. How they did that actually. That's pretty cool. Maybe it was yeah.
If I would have known they would have been worth a lot later on, I would have probably kept it. But I just
You can get it for like $20 on eBay right now.
oh, there
Yeah.
you go, memories.
Hey, but I saw I'm looking at a Ninja Spawn 2 action figure. That one's 130. So
Oh wow.
Whoa, yeah. Yeah, these vary. It depends on the figures, you know. Another one that I had was called a Future Spawn. I remember having that one, and it looked like a straight up like RoboCop, like a RoboCop kind of mech, rip-off kind of thing, and it was pretty cool though. But yeah, man, they were crazy looking. A lot of them were really crazy looking. But yeah, Spawn, man. There we go. So that's our comic book pick of the week. Oh snap, we are 42 minutes in here. I want to thank everyone in the chat for joining us, everyone watching, and everyone that follows and watches after. If you could like and subscribe, that would be wonderful and much appreciated. Before we zoom out of here, I want to give a let's see, pop it up here. Special shout out. Thank you, Jose, for joining us, dude. Just popped up a Que Pasa Calexico logo. This is his podcast, his show. Check it out. It's really cool. Lots of great guests. You're doing a lot for our community. Appreciate you, dude. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I mean, if you want to plug in, where can we find you on all the different you're on everything pretty much, right? Spotify.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Yeah,
Google Podcasts, YouTube.
There you go. Give the rundown so everyone can find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can just wherever you listen to podcasts, just Google Que Pasa or search Que Pasa Calexico and you'll find me. Like Ruben said, I've been doing this for 4 years now, so I have like 137 episodes now.
Awesome.
Nice.
I interview different people from our community or from anywhere else. It's funny because I just went to Walmart and I was getting off my car and I heard this familiar voice and it was one of my guests. She does voice work for like Walmart, TJ Maxx,
nice.
like all these different supermarkets or whatnot. So I got off the car and like I heard that voice before, and it was my friend Edelise Perez. I interviewed her. I think it was like episode 128 or something. But yeah, she does voiceover work, and it's funny because I got her on because I found her on TikTok and I sent her a message, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll be on your podcast." And it's funny because we ended up talking more about living in a border town because she lives in a border town in Texas. So, it was more about that, and it's crazy how even though she lives in Texas and I live in California, there's so many things we have in common. They even called her area the Valley, like we call the Valley. So yeah, it's crazy how much we have in common with other people in like border towns, because we might think we're like a unique, although we might be in certain ways, but we're really really similar to other people living in border towns. And yeah, that was one of the fun things that I learned from her. And I had Ruben and Shaylan on the podcast this weekend. promoting
Yeah,
their
thank you.
Kickstarter.
That was fun.
So that was really fun. But yeah, I'm really excited, for the podcast. I'm really thankful that you invited me. I really enjoyed, nerding out.
Oh,
Um,
definitely. I always
I
knew.
used to do this. I used to do this before, with my Ivy Nerds with my son. Remember, I had my
Yeah. Oh,
YouTube with my
yeah.
son.
Yeah. Yeah. I always knew I
So
was
like,
gonna have you on the show Sunday because I knew you came to our store when we started, dude. Way
yeah,
back in the day. It's been. Can you believe it's been 5 years, dude? That's
it's
crazy, huh?
crazy. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, dude. Half a decade already we've been
I
open.
know.
So
So yeah, I mean, thank you. Like I said, I really enjoy nerding out. Sometimes like my podcast might be like serious topics, but I miss nerding out. Talking about movies and toys and comics.
oh, definitely.
That's what I kind of like started doing. So I kind of miss it a lot. But yeah, sometimes I do Twitch streams, so you can also find me on Twitch. Que pasa, Calexico?
There you go.
But yeah, try to do a little bit of everything just to stay relevant and promote the podcast. So it's a dog eat dog world when it comes to podcasting and creating and all these things that we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I dabble with every little thing that I can do and yeah, and this is something that I really enjoy doing. So hopefully you have me back again sometime.
Oh, we will, dude. We will. Definitely. You're gonna come back. We always have. I like to have our guests. We're always rotating, but you'll always find that you'll see familiar faces come back. You know what I mean? So you gotta come back. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down to do it
Yeah.
again for sure.
The fun thing is, like, Francisco and I literally don't know what the topics are till, like, you know what I mean? Because the world changes so fast, news drops so much that, like, we don't even know what next week's episode's going to be about. It's going to be really based on whatever's going on, you know what I mean? Because this ever-changing world, with pop culture and things that we love, which keeps it exciting, too, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's going to be fun.
Something we didn't talk about that was the He-Man. What is it, Revelations or?
Yeah, Revelations. Yeah, yeah. So
did you watch it, Francisco? Did you get a chance to watch it?
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
yeah, I haven't either. But yeah, you and I, Jose, had a little discussion about how you liked it. You know what I mean? I know there's some people that said that they weren't digging it, but we kind of had the conversation that, like, sometimes like things change, and it's like, like how I mentioned previously, like, I'm a super fan of Ninja Turtles, but sometimes, the Turtles legacy kind of changes, and, like, you kind of have to accept some things. You know what I mean? It's just a part of change, and the mythos. The one that you like still exists in the world, and you can always go back and watch it as many times as you want. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's just going to evolve, and, like, the new one that evolves that someone else doesn't like might be what the new generation likes. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you just absorb it all. You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
yeah.
And I think it's always good to give them, like, a shot either way. If you, like, just make sure to watch it, pull through, and give it a proper opinion and all that.
Yeah.
And when I saw the previews, I wasn't like too excited to watch it. But once I started watching it, kind of took me back when I used to watch He-Man. And although a lot of people are saying that it was like a bait and switch, and hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for anybody because the reviews are out there.
It's everywhere.
So, like, what people are saying is, like, there was a bait and switch where, like, there's a He-Man on the title of the show, but yet again, the show focuses more on Tila, so they're kind of upset about that, and that it's kind of like woke, quote unquote, because of they focus on a female role. But I mean, I really liked it. I liked the fact that a lot of the old characters that you saw on He-Man are there. What's the little purple guy? Orko is his name?
Yeah, Orko.
So he's there. So, like, I mean, it might not be the same voice or whatever, but it's still like that silly wizard or ghost, whatever he is.
Yeah, and Battle Cat's there, right? Battle Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, it's fun. It's entertaining. I liked it. I mean, I'm almost done with it. I'm an episode away, and I didn't even know I was an episode away from finishing it. So that tells you how much I really enjoyed it.
Actually, I was going to ask you that. You're one episode away. Did they release it in a wave of 5 episodes? Like to like kind of like pre-binge, or they're gonna drop another 5? I actually don't know how that's working with this show.
I don't know.
Because you know how like on like let's say we get Loki and it's like we get one episode every 1 week, 2 week, right? Like how are they doing this one? If they drop 5 like that, are they gonna drop another 5 or was that the 5? You know what I mean? Huh.
Well, it says there's 5 episodes on. I googled it.
So like if they order a season 2, that means another 5 episodes. You know? I'm curious about how.
Revelation Part 2 release date. So there's gonna be a Part 2 for sure.
Okay.
But it doesn't say when. But yeah, I'm assuming that there is gonna be another wave, just the way it's these 5 episodes are like super fast. And they're kind of like building the story. That's how I feel. It's going because I don't think that this last episode. I don't think they're gonna close the story. There's gonna be more. So yeah, for sure. Maybe they're gonna do it in waves of 5. I'm not really sure. We'll have to look into it, but I mean, I really recommend it. It's easy. It's an easy watch. It's only like 5 episodes, like less than 20 minutes long each episode. So it's an easy watch. Like you watch it like in a night. Like it's super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. I liked it. I don't know. I don't know why people are hating on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it no matter what. The comic book, we did an exclusive comic with Dark Horse for anyone interested. It's Masters of Universe #1 with a David Nakayama cover, and we have an exclusive for that, and that's actually the prequel to the show. So I did read the issue 1. So I was kind of when people were saying there wasn't He-Man in the show, I was kind of perplexed. There wasn't a lot of He-Man because in that issue 1, it's all about He-Man's all up in there. You know what I mean? Like it's the whole thing is He-Man in there. Did you read that one, Francisco? Or, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all him, right? Like it's him. Like
yeah.
So I was kind of perplexed. Like, what do they mean he's not in there? This is the prequel. Like, you know what I mean? Like
it's like it's gonna be 3 issues long, right? Or 4?
Whoa, good. 3.
3?
I think so. Yeah.
So maybe it'll be by the 3rd issue it'll be like the explanation and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So maybe it's 3 waves of the show.
Maybe, yeah. And you know what? That's a good point. Maybe everyone's complaining when they shouldn't be complaining, and they should have just read the if they want they should be reading the freaking comic book beforehand, right? Maybe that would explain why he's not in there as much. Maybe something happens at issue 3, like you're saying, Francisco, that ends up being the reason for that.
Yeah, and then how Kevin Smith did the comic and the show, right? Or he helped with both.
Yes.
You know how he really likes to pair things off and make sure that they go good together.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be best to read the comic to get a better understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about all that.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. I'll have to read the comic then.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the prequel. He-Man is heavy in there. He's definitely in there. Yeah, without question. I mean, granted, Tila and Sorceress are in there too, but not really that much. It's really all He-Man in issue 1. So, and then you don't even see Skeletor till the very end. So, it's kind of the whole opposite of what I'm hearing. But yeah, it's good. Yeah. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the show. Again, thank you for joining us, Jose. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Francisco, where can we find you, dude?
You can find me at the.boyblunder on Instagram.
Awesome. And then one more quick shout out here. I have a homie in a band. It's called More Than Circles. Shout out to Luis Martinez. He was gonna join us today on the show. More Than Circles. They're in a contest right now. It's called JamintheVan, and they're from here in Imperial Valley. And actually, I have another friend in that band too, Miguel Arroyo. Shout out to Miguel too. I did a short film with Miguel many years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, something like that. It's 5 or 6, and they're in a contest called JamintheVan. And if you go to JamintheVan.com, type in More Than Circles, you could find them on there. And vote for them. If they win, they get to do an exclusive performance in the van, and it's like a really popular, kind of like those concert series, like a Tiny Desk concert or like KXEP, stuff like that, like those kinds of things. So always down for local talent doing awesome stuff. So check them out, and check out their music too. I think they got some tunes on YouTube. Yeah, that'd be easy way to actually hear the music. Actually, you could just type it in More Than Circles. But yeah, shout out to them. Give that a check out. That'd be awesome. And then I'm gonna put a link also. Actually, now that I think about it, last week, sorry to everyone who tuned in. We got cut out at the end, huh, Francisco?
Yeah.
I did a whole and I should have did it today, but I did a whole pitch on a Kickstarter that I got going for a children's book that I wrote. So next week I'll put some of the photos of that here on the podcast, because last week I totally did it, and I probably went on for like 5 or 6 minutes high and had no idea that we were already cut off. So so I'll probably do it next week. But I'll put a link here anyways, and if anyone could support, that'd be great. But honestly, if you really want to hear the deep dive on it, tune into Jose's show, Que Pasa Calexico, because he interviewed us on it, and that's where you're gonna get the full rundown of the children's book that I wrote, Chiquita de Vaquita. So check out my episode on the Que Pasa Calexico podcast, and it's a full episode, and we deep dive, we really deep dive more than I can here, about how it all began and how it came to be and what you can do to support. And it's essentially about a near extinct vaquita porpoise that's off the coast of Mexico, really close to us here. There's less than 10 in the world, and this is a book that I created to help spread awareness on it. So much appreciate you all to check out the link and listen to the podcast episode of ours on Que Pasa Calexico. And again, thank you everyone that joining in here and is going to see it later as well. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and tune in next time on Metahumans Mondays. All right, thank you.